Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Mourinho Challenge, and today we've got another cup final. We're in 2 cup finals over the next 2 episodes as well, and we've got some other news to give you along with that. But as always, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this and to get all the good stuff coming up, and we will be able to do all of that for you. But let's take a look then. So we have in fact won the league, so that's a trophy in the bag. That's number 1, which is excellent. We've also got opportunities at 2 other trophies this season, which would be 3, which would be amazing. So we've got the Portuguese Cup final today, and tomorrow and next time we'll be playing in the Europa Cup final against West Ham of all teams as well. But there has been a few changes. First off, I want to show you the transfers that were made just at the end of last time. You saw one that might be coming in at the end of the season there. What has happened then? So there's been a few players that have left, a bunch of young players that I've just been selling because teams come in for them and I'm like, I'm never going to use them, so I'll just get rid of them to try and bring some money in. But first off, we've got Alex Grimaldo, who's left for Atletico Madrid. As I mentioned before, he wanted to go. Everyone was arguing with me, saying they wanted him to leave, so I let him leave. And then, of course, they all argued that they wanted him to stay. So, I mean, I couldn't win with that one. But 12.5 million, not a bad amount. Darwin Núñez has also gone to Wolves instead of Bayern Munich, which was a weird decision by him. But 46 million, I'm not going to complain about that. We made a good chunk of money there. And then Mate as well, he's left along with that. He wasn't getting the game time he wanted. To be fair, he was at the African Cup of Nations for a large chunk of the season, so I don't quite understand it, but hey-ho, I'm not too bothered. We've got a couple of million for him as he moved to Lokomotiv Moscow. But the players we brought in to try and kind of replace him, Slav Orsich came in as the left midfielder. He's been brilliant since coming in, I have to say. Not to blow my own trumpet, but great signing. Very pacey. He's right-footed, and I thought that might be an issue playing on the left-hand side, but playing as a winger on the left-hand side is brilliant for him because it does mean that he's able to cut inside on that right foot, and there's often like kind of an overload on that side when the ball's switched, so it works perfectly. He's been great, and then we've also got Divock Origi in on loan as well. We need another striker. We've got Vinicius coming back at the end of the season from loan, so I didn't want to bring in anyone permanently at the moment, and Origi's done very, very well for us, to be honest. He's a good player, he's versatile, so he can play on the left and right if we need him to, but he's been good up front, very, very good, and getting him in for only 500k, not too shabby. But yeah, otherwise, we've stuck to our guns. Formation's been very good otherwise. We have also brought up Che Ndor, who's come up from the B team, just because I thought we might as well get him in a few games once we've won the league, because I think we won the league one game before the end. So it was a very, very good result. As you can see, we had a bit of a blip in the league, losing to Braga here as well, and also to Gil Vicente as well at the last game of the season, but we'd already won the league, so it was absolutely fine with the win against Belenenses for the 4-0 victory, which was very, very comfortable. But let's jump in and show you how we got to the final to play Porto. So in the 3rd round, which was the first round we were entered into, we did beat Oliveirense 2-0. Morato scoring a header from the corner in the first one, and then late on in the game we sealed the deal with João Mario playing it into Rafa, who played a lovely ball through to Darwin Núñez, who's now left us, to make it 2-0. Then in the 4th round, we did have Sporting Lisbon, a very tough game. We went 1-0 down in the first couple of minutes to cause us lots and lots of problems, but we were able to turn things around almost straight away. A ball through to Darwin Núñez was able to give us the advantage as he took it round the keeper and popped it away. The game did end up having to go to extra time though, and late on in the game, in the 117th, 18th minute, we were able to finally get another one. Darwin Núñez put through again, who popped it away to make it 2-1 and through to the next round. Following that one, it was a comfortable 5-0 win in the next round against Famalicão. Darwin Núñez again getting on the score sheet, a player that I thought we'd miss a lot more following his transfer, but a lot of our players have stepped up and took the mantle on. Julian Weigl was able to play the ball forward again, this time to Yaremchuk, who found Darwin Núñez, back to Weigl, then Yaremchuk again, smashes home. A lovely little play between the three of them to make it 2-0 just before half-time. And then in the second half, 64 minutes in, we were able to get another one. It was Everton this time, playing it into Yaremchuk, who scores from the edge of the box. Another smashing goal from him, very, very far out. And then another came later on. Morata this time, playing it down the line to Everton, who found Gil Diaz into Gedson Fernandes, who's balled over the top, found Ramos, who'd come on as a sub to tuck it away for number 4. And number 5 came in late extra time. It was Antonio Silva this time who played the ball up to Everton, who was able to get a lovely finish into the right-hand corner. The good form continued, this time against Gil Vicente in the Cup. It was a 4-0 win in this one. Yaremchuk's header down found Valentino Lazaro, who knocked it home off the post to make it 1-0 in the 20 minutes. Then a second came not long after, only 3-4 minutes later, where Rafa was able to get the ball through to Yaremchuk, who again absolutely smashed it. It was blocked, but Everton was able to finish up in an open net for 2-0. Then Antonio Silva, the young man, playing out from the back through Weigl and Rafa to get to Everton, who was one-on-one with the keeper, who slotted it into the left-hand corner just before half-time. And then finally, number 4 came in the second half, very late on, in fact, where João Mario was able to play Bernardo, who found Yaremchuk one-on-one with the keeper, again to slot it past him. Next up was the first leg of the semi-final, which ended 1-1 against Braga. It was us who took the lead, in fact. Orsich coming into the team and delivering a lovely ball over the top to Yaremchuk, who found the net. There was questions of an offside, but no issues really. It was our own mistake, though, that ended up causing Braga to get their goal in the 90th minute. A poor clearance led to Galano popping it home for 1-1. And in the second leg, we made sure to go through. Orsich scoring from the spot on the 20th minute to get us the lead. A second goal was also scored by us, with Everton being played through initially, having to cut it back to Orsich, whose ball across found Goncalves at the back post to make it 2-0. And with that goal, we were looking very, very good. A free kick from Galano, though, did cause us some worries going into the 30th minute, and just before half-time they levelled things up. This time Galano became a sister, with Ricardo Horta going through on goal to poke it away. It got a bit nerve-wracking in the second half, but very late on we were able to seal the deal. Origi being played in, then found Chair Ndur, who'd come on for his debut, and slotted it home to make it 3-2. And that's where we're at. We are in the final, obviously, with that win. So a fantastic result, really. But let's take a look at the squad, how we're going to play and get into the game. Let's try and get our second trophy of the series in the first season, which would be great. But here we go. So we've got Odyssey's in goal, Morato, Otamendi and Joe Gomez at the back, Goncalves, Fernandes, Weigl and Orsich in the middle, with Rafa just behind Origi and Yaremchuk. Cherndor is on the bench. He's been very, very good since playing a few games, even scoring 3 goals. Ramos is there, along with Everton as well. Capu, Vertonghen, Lazaro and Diaz. The only thing I am a bit gutted about is that Lucas Verissimo is out injured, and João Mario as well. I was hoping Mario might come back for the Europa League, but it's not happening. Verissimo hopefully should be, though. So that's why he's not playing today. I think we've got enough about us that could cause a win. All the players on the pitch are in fine form, so we shouldn't have too much to worry about. I did rest a lot of players in the last game of the season, so that's why we obviously lost that, and all the players are fresh still. So that's what we like to see. But here we go. Against Porto, 4-2-3-1. They've obviously got Pepe at the back, so someone who's going to want to try and deal with Yaremchuk and Origi, 2 of the bigger players in our side, quite comfortably. But we've had 2 losses on the bounce, which is a little bit of a shame after losing the cup final and the game at the season. But it could all be worse, let's say that. Goncalves, though, early on with a throw-in, finds Origi. Is that a penalty? Because it looks like it might be. He's come through the back of him. We'll soon see. It looks like it's being checked by VAR. It's a big call. If we get a penalty and score it in the first few minutes, it's very, very useful. Penalty awarded, so a chance to go 1-0 up. Who will be stepping up? let's take a look. I'm pretty sure I know who it will be. It's likely going to be Rafa. No, it's Orsich with the penalty. He's come into the side in January, and he might have just set an example for us to go and win a trophy. It will be his second trophy with us, having only played something like 13 games after signing. But a good penalty gives us the 1-0 lead, and that's exactly what we want. And it's Orsich on the free kick. Plays it actually back to Gedson Fernandes, who's got loads of time on the ball now to try and work something out here. Morato, the centre-back, receiving it out wide. Not really sure what he's going to do with that, as he's not the most agile out there. But Goncalves does receive it and is bombing down this right-hand side. Ball comes in. Yaremchuk's up for the header and Origi taps it home. And there's no check. I thought that might have been deemed offside, but we're 2-0 up in 10 minutes. A fantastic start to the game. Orsich with a penalty, and then Goncalves creating this opportunity where he drives down the right. They haven't got close enough to him. He whips it in, and Yaremchuk just nods it down for Origi to tap it home. 2-0. It's Porto's first real attack of the game that we've seen, and it's the 27th minute. Origi does very well tracking back, nods it straight back to the keeper, and it looks like it could be our turn to go forward again. He's done very well, working hard to get back there. Odysseys plays it out to Morato, who's got plenty of time on the ball. We won't be looking to rush things, but they are putting a bit of pressure on us. So the ball is put long. Yaremchuk wins that header. Origi takes it down, has just driven past the centre-back. Is he going to get a shot away here? He does. It is saved quite comfortably in the end, though, by Marche. But a lovely move. A ball forward. Yaremchuk with the header down. And Origi does very well to get it past the defender and get a shot away. But 2-0, as we're getting closer and closer to half-time, it's very, very good. Otamendi does well to cut that out, and Fernandes receives it inside. Joe Gomez now, again, who's been very, very good signing. Julian Weigl keeping the ball nicely. We're not rushing things, which is exactly what we want to do. They might be putting a bit of pressure on us, but not enough to really cause us some issues, as we've got plenty of triangles in the side, which is something that I think is very, very important, especially in this game. Origi, though, plays the ball through to Yaremchuk, back to Rafa, who's going to... I mean, he's been fantastic. Some of the passes he's made to create chances have been incredible. There's going to be one I think you might see next episode, which is just divine in the Europa League. But Rafa's goal this time, Yaremchuk played him through. Rafa was the goal scorer instead of provider, and a lovely finish. I wasn't really paying too much attention to that, but it's 3-0, 5 minutes till half time. I mean, it is we're balling. We're absolutely on fire. Yaremchuk receives it there. He turns, plays it through. Rafa's late run into the box allows him to get his left foot on that to make it 3-0. And it is half-time. Otamendi's the only one who's not performing perfectly. So what I might actually do is take him off and pop Jan Vertonghen in at the middle. Bit of experience in there. Obviously, Otamendi's won a bunch of stuff as well. But I think it's absolutely fine to do that. We'll bring Jan Vertonghen on. Keep control of the game. A 2.29 XG. It just shows how dominant we've been. 12 shots, 6 shots on target as well. Very, very good. Only half an hour to go now as well, as we hit the 60-minute mark, and they've got the ball again, looking to come forward. Otavio with it here, playing it back. But we're keeping the pressure up. Hopefully a mistake might be made, and there it is. Gomez coming forward. It's that wing-back, well, wide centre-back, I should say, role that he's got there that's allowed him to get in front of the defender. It's risky, because if he misses it, it is a big chance for them to get through. But ball lovely played across, but Goncalves isn't quite able to hold on to it as the defender's right there. But a good win by Jan Vertonghen. Slide challenge does kind of win the ball, but Goncalves latches back onto it and starts to cause havoc again on this right-hand side. Ball comes across, Orsich at the back post, into Yaremchuk, who's hit the bar. Orsich gets the rebound, and there it is. So quite the interesting goal for sure, but that's the 4 for us. A lovely, lovely result there. 4-0, and it looks like, not to jinx things, but the trophy's ours. Goncalves does brilliantly on that right-hand side. Gets right down to the byline, crosses it in. Orsich's initial header found Yaremchuk, lovely. Smashes it across off the bar. and it lands at Orsich's feet, who just taps it home. But it looks like Yaremchuk might be claiming the assist there, which is an interesting assist to claim. 20 minutes to go now, though, and I think we will be looking to make some changes. We've got the Europa League final coming up. I want to make sure our boys are ready for it. So we'll take the fullbacks off. How many subs do we have? We've got 4, so we've done 2 already. What we could do is put Chendur on for Rafa, who's been fantastic, of course. And maybe even bring Etienne Capoue on for Julian Weigl in there as well. So we've made big changes with only 15 minutes to go. But I think even though it's a lot of changes, I think it's perfectly fine to do. I think we're so dominant in the game. There's no real chance of them coming back into things to really cause us too much issues. And it'll also mean that we'll have some players rested slightly for the next big game that's coming up in the next episode. But as the game slowly ticks down, they are coming forward once again, trying to get a goal to give them a spice of life to get back into the game. It looks like we're doing quite well to hold them out, but the ball's found Diaz at the back post, and it was quite a simple finish, really. No one's been marking him. Maybe that should have been a Valentino kind of marking area or one of our centre-halves. Not sure, but nothing too much to worry about. I don't mind conceding a goal considering we've made mass changes to the side. But there you go. The PT Cup is ours to take home. A 4-1 victory over Porto. A lovely win. So very comfortable. And if we can take that into the game against West Ham in the Europa League final, I will not be complaining in the slightest. But there you go. Are you ready for the lift? Ooh, that was a bit early. There you go. Look at the confetti come down. I like that the confetti now doesn't just cover half the pitch. It's like all of the pitch, kind of. It's a bit more of the pitch anyway. But there you go. 4-1 win against a rival Porto. A lovely outcome. And another trophy to add to our tally. That's 2. We've got to get 25. But 2 at the moment in the first season isn't bad. If we can get a 3rd in the next one, I would not be complaining in the slightest. And with a chance to also get a 4th being in a final very early on in next season, I think it's certainly something we'll look to get to. But there you go. Make sure you'll come back for the next episode where we will be playing the Europa League final against West Ham. A big game. But of course, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will make sure to catch you in the next one.